Hello, Old School Gamer 1971 here, greetings one and all, especially to you Millie and Lloyd. Today my third hour thoughts is on 1979 Revolution Black Friday. I've been playing this game for around 3 hours and this is what I think. 1979 Revolution Black Friday by Ink Studios. It's an adventure game, came out for the PlayStation 4 in 2018. Right, a little disclaimer here. I'm not sure the pronunciation of people's names. I'm sorry if I mispronounce them and cause any offence. Okay, let me start by saying this appears to be Ink Studios' first game. When I saw this, I was interested, even more so once I scratched beneath the surface to see who was making it. A game director, Navid Konsari, actually was a child living in Iran when this actually happened. This obviously gave him insight that helped him shape the game. I was alive at the time and was living in jolly old Blighter, but I remember it being on the news. It was 1979 and I was 8 years old, so I didn't really take much interest. The trailer caught my attention, and being older, it now does. You play as Reza Shirazi, an aspiring journalist who returns to Iran during the Iranian Revolution. There he meets his cousin and a servant from the house, both of which support the revolution. One agrees with the passive stance, the other thinks a more aggressive stance is needed. As the story progresses, so does your own feeling towards both arguments. The game does give you options to follow both arcs. I don't know if it changes the ending. That doesn't bother me, it's more about the journey and seeing through the eyes briefly of those who was there. So is this Viva la Revolution in 1979 Iran, or a punch up in the Bull and Bush car park at 10:30 PM on Saturday night? You are in dark room developing pictures. A woman enters the room. You can hear the police bustling around outside. You must find the plans and leave. You exit the back door and find yourself confronted by the police. A scuffle breaks out and you are beaten unconscious. When you awaken, you are being interrogated in Evan prison by Ashadollah. It is up to you how cooperative you want to be or uncooperative. Ashadollah was part of the revolution that overthrown the Shah. Gameplay is very much in the vein of Telltale games. You must choose from your options and face your consequences. Because this is not episodic, the whole story is present. This is better in some ways as the story doesn't feel disjointed, as some of the Telltale games sometimes did from episode to episode. I know this was episodic on PC, but being about something historic might have made it a little easier, as in the story easier to be connected. On the PlayStation 4 version, the story is all present. It is not set in an open world, and there is stuff to see and do in different areas. The answers are time sensitive and are not always clear. Some games are sometimes a little cryptic in the answers. I found this one not as cryptic. Sometimes though I did have to choose the answer that was closest to my response. The atmosphere is quite good, to be honest. It was unexpected how much I enjoyed the story. It obviously has had the story simplified for the game, but it is still interesting. It doesn't insult my intelligence. I found myself feeling for others' plights for freedom as the story progressed. As such, I feel that developers succeeded in their job. The game kept me captivated from beginning to end, and I did read all of the information in the game. The story was involving and left me wanting more. Now, quick heads up, there is no real combat outside the quick time events. It does this quite well, and it isn't too often, but quick time events are very linear and not very exciting outside the first playthrough, and I did feel that did detract a little bit from the overall atmosphere. I would say graphics isn't the game's strong point. Not quite the PlayStation 2 graphics some reviews have said. However, for a smaller title, it's not all that bad. It has a cartoon look to it. I do like the graphical art style. However, the textures are what let this game down. But once you get over it, it's still enjoyable to play. That to me is a lot more important. I've seen a lot of criticism about the graphics. I would say it's unfounded. It doesn't look like a PlayStation 2 game, but its animation is a little sloppy in places, but doesn't totally remove from the overall experience. Sound. It's quite atmospheric in places. It's also a welcome thing that the voiceover is in both Iranian and English. The voiceover is quite good. Nothing is overacted nor false. It doesn't detract from the atmosphere nor the game in any way, shape or form. Sometimes when I play games, I feel that they have half the cast right and half the cast wrong. Here it just feels right. With ambient sound to help immerse you, the sound is pretty damn good.
Sadullah Lajavardi. But you already knew that, didn't you? Now, what is my name?
So is it interesting? Ultimately, if you're a fan of narrative adventures, then this could be right up your street. Also, if you have more than a passing interest in the 1979 revolution, it has a lot of information for those who want it. Or if you want to, you can gloss over it with a shortened down version. This is very cool, as whichever way you want to play is there for you. I find the game interesting, and I do want to see and read everything to do with the game. So a full-on revolution it is. So that about wraps it up for me. I hope you all have a good day. If this has been helpful in any way, like, comment, share and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and makes an old man happy. Old School Gamer 1971 signing off.